Welcome back to the Britannia Coin Company. We're a coin dealer based in Royal Wootton Bassett in the UK. What happened to all the old £1 coins that we used to use in our change? It's been 6 years since they were removed from circulation and replaced, so what happened to them? Firstly then, the £1 coin had been introduced into our change back in 1983. The country had gone decimal 12 years beforehand. The old system of pounds, shillings and pence was by then a piece of history, but it took over a decade to introduce what would become one of the most used coins in our change. So, how did we get by without a £1 coin? Whilst the UK was going through the process of decimalisation, you could use the new and old pre-decimal coins in transactions, although you'd have to do a bit of maths to convert them to the new system of currency. For the new decimal coins, the halfpenny and penny were redesigned to a new size. The 2p coin was introduced as well. The 5p and 10p coins replaced the shilling and the florin, and the world's first 7-sided coin was minted as the new 50p coin. The 20p coin wouldn't be in our change until 1982, but that is still a year away from the £1 coin though. Now before we decimalised, the gold sovereign was a £1 coin, although that hadn't seen use in circulation since before the First World War. With a war ongoing, it wasn't viable to keep producing a gold coin for use in purchases, but the plan was to reintroduce it after the end of the war. Sadly, that didn't happen, as it would have been rather exciting to see a circulating gold coin. But given that by 1947, even the silver had been taken out of newly minted circulating coins, so it would seem that gold coins would not have stood the test of time and would have stood little chance of making it as an everyday coin in circulation during modern times. Before the £1 coin though, there were £1 notes. From 1960 until 1978, the Series C £1 note was used. These were the first £1 notes to feature the Queen on the front. From 1978 until 1984, the Series D £1 note was printed and used, replacing the Series C version. Now, whilst we're looking at banknotes, it's worth pointing out that the Royal Mint does not make our banknotes. They are issued by the Bank of England and are currently produced by a company called De La Rue. So then, why did we get rid of our £1 banknotes then? In the USA, it's still commonplace to use a $1 banknote. One of the main issues was the lifespan of a note. A note will last a year or so before it has become so worn that it needs replacing. A coin, on the other hand, could last decades of reasonable handling in circulation before it needed to be replaced. There was also pressure from vending machine companies to introduce a £1 coin to replace the banknotes. So, in 1983, the first £1 coins started to make their way into circulation, produced by the Royal Mint. The coin would see use for 34 years, with a decent amount of the first issue still fit for purpose at the point when they were replaced in 2017. So yes, a much longer lifespan than their banknote predecessors. During their use in circulation, we would see a huge number of designs minted onto the coin. The first though was designed by Eric Sewell and features the Royal Arms design. This specific design would be minted in a number of different years. Even today, the vast majority of old £1 coins remain low in value, just down to the sheer number of them that were minted. There are some key £1 coins to look out for though, primarily the Edinburgh City's design. This coin was one of 4 designs in a series that was released over 2 years. They celebrate the capital cities of England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. The Scottish coin, which features Edinburgh Castle, is the lowest minted circulating £1 coin, with only 935,000 minted, and they sell for around £10. That's a 10-fold markup on the face value of the coin, which isn't a bad result. We all know though that these are the £1 coins which we use today. So why did we change over to these then? There was a big problem brewing with the £1 coin, and that was the sheer number of counterfeits which had been made and filtered into circulation. By 1998, the £1 coin was no longer the highest denomination coin in our change, as the bimetallic £2 coin was minted in 1997 and introduced in 1998. But, being a bimetallic coin, that added a tricky level of security that was difficult to replicate. For that reason, counterfeiters produced the £1 coins, being an easier coin to reproduce accurately enough to trick people into accepting them. Now this was a real problem for the Treasury though, because once the proportion of fakes in circulation reached a level of 5%, it would void that coin as valid currency, and by 2014 that percentage was at 3% and rising. It was decided that the coin would need to be totally redesigned from the ground up and replaced well in advance of that 5% level being reached. Whilst the Royal Mint worked on new advanced security features for the coin, it was up to the public to design the image which would feature on this new coin. The Royal Mint usually reach out to a group of artists to create designs for a coin, but on a few occasions, as with the Olympic 50p coins, this challenge has been opened up to anyone to enter. The winning design was created by 15-year-old David Pearce. The design, titled Nations of the Crown, features the national flowers of each of the constituent parts of the UK within a crown. Because the Royal Mint had to produce enough of these coins to replace all the £1 coins beginning in 2017, they actually started minting them in 2016. That is why, although they were not distributed until 2017, you will still find ones dated 2016. 2015 saw the last circulating £1 coin design. It's another artist's imagination of the royal arms, the same design which featured on the first £1 coin back in 1983. The 2015 version was created by Timothy Node, who has designed a lot of different coins for the Royal Mint over the years, with a number of unique sovereign designs, King Charles III's coronation £5 coin, and many, many more. Although this is the last £1 coin minted for circulation, and the end of its tenure in our pockets was fast approaching, there was still a large number of these struck. Almost 130 million were produced for our change, so they hold no huge collector's value. 2016 then saw the last £1 coin being minted. Unlike many of the pound coins of the past, this one was not minted for general circulation. Given that it would be replaced the following year, and so many were produced the year before in 2015, that does make sense. This was a design intended more to be used as a send-off for the £1, one collectors could buy and add to their collections. It was designed by Gregory Cameron and had been created for the competition to redesign the £1 coin. Although this design wasn't chosen to appear on the new pound coin, the Royal Mint liked it so much they decided to use it for the final £1 coin. So what happened to the old £1 coins then? You could spend them as usual until the middle of October 2017, and after that date you could still take them to the bank and deposit them. To this day, if you happen to find one under the sofa or in another sneaky place they might be hiding in, you can still pay them into the bank at a face value of £1. But what happens to them once deposited at a bank? The coins will make their way back to the site where they were created, the Royal Mint site in Llantrisant, South Wales. There they sift through them and remove any fake coins and take the older coins to be melted down. The metal itself was reused too, in fact creating the outer piece on the new bimetallic £1 coin. So what happened to the old £1 coins is that they contributed to making the new £1 coins. This means that one of the 12-sided pound coins could consist of metal used originally in 1983 to strike one of the old £1 coins, which is quite poetic if you ask me. Of course, collectors kept some, and those stashed away in piggy banks, in coin albums, lost to washing machines or under floorboards was estimated to total 145 million. So there are still plenty available for those who weren't collecting before the coin was withdrawn. The bimetallic £1 coin is a fascinating one with a plethora of security features built into it to make it virtually impossible for counterfeiters to replicate. Being bimetallic, having a security hologram to the obverse, part milled, part unmilled rims, and micro-security lettering is hard to replicate accurately. But the binary code which is built into the obverse of the coin over Queen Elizabeth II's portrait is something that can be scanned by machines to weed out fakes. And it's a feature which the Royal Mint feel confident in calling this coin the most secure circulating coin in the world. Now, we haven't had any new designs minted onto the £1 coins since we changed over to this new design, but previously it was announced that in 2023, to mark the 40th anniversary of the £1 coin, a new design would be minted and circulated. Given that we are rapidly getting through 2023 now, with no signs of this new coin design, we can only hope that it gets revealed soon, as many collectors are quite excited to get their hands on them. So what happened to the old round pound coins? Well, they got turned into new pound coins, except for those which avoided the Royal Mint's purge. Let us know in the comments what your favourite old round pound coin design was and how many you have in your collection. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. It's free to do it means you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram, where we post lots of pictures of our coins. We're on Twitter and TikTok. We have our shop and online store, and I'll see you next time for more amazing coins from the Britannia Coin Company.